Standoff and a U.S. raid in Syria that took out the leader of ISIS, with Global Situation Room President Brett Bruen and America First Policy Institute Vice President Fred Fleitz. Gentlemen, great to have both of you back. I want to play a little bit from the Pentagon spokesperson today, John Kirby, talking about this idea that Russia may stage a fake attack to then justify a war. Here's what he said.
This is very much of Russians' playbook, just some sort of false flag, some way to create an event or to manufacture a crisis that would be a pretext, a justification for them to move in. And again, we think the information we have is pretty solid, and we don't think that this is the only false flag event that they might be trying to create.
All right, Brett, how does that sound to you?
Well, it sounds pretty typical of what we know the Kremlin does regularly, but there was something about this incident, something about this information which was particularly concerning because, Shannon, what we saw both today at the Pentagon as well as at the State Department were efforts to go as far as they felt they could in warning both, obviously, the public as well as the media that we could be seeing something in the coming days and weeks that isn't actually a factual event, but a fabricated one.
Okay, so tonight the Russian embassy has this statement out saying, "We are not surprised by the appearance of a new creative, in quotes, scenario announced by the press secretaries of the State Department and the Pentagon on February 3rd about Russia's allegedly preparing an operation against Ukraine under a foreign flag. This is typical of the USA." Fred?
Well, Shannon, to be honest, I'm skeptical this intelligence is accurate or that it even exists. I watched Matt Lee at the State Department press conference, and he said, well, if it's unclassified, let us see it. And Ned Price said, well, I told you what it is. And basically Lee said, if it's unclassified, you have to show it to us. I was in the CIA 19 years. I've seen intelligence that's been poorly sourced by questionable sources. I've seen intelligence where the sources told the CIA what it wanted to hear. If the administration will not show this intelligence, at least to Congress, but I think to the American people, I'm not prepared to admit that this is valid.
So, Fred, what more would you need to know? I mean, do you think Russia is capable of this? What would be the motivation for the U.S. to roll this out if they don't feel like they actually have solid intel?
Certainly the Russians are capable of it. And I don't doubt there's some report that alleges this. But look, there's always intelligence reports alleging lots of things from sources that are not credible. If this is unclassified, they said they declassified it, Shannon, that means the administration can show it to you as a reporter. You can look at it and see if the report is credible. For some reason, the administration doesn't want the media to see the sourcing. They don't want you to scrutinize it. I find that very suspicious.
Okay, well, I want to ask you both about this strike or this raid in Syria that took out the latest leader of ISIS. The Los Angeles Times says this: targeting terrorist leaders, also known as decapitation strikes, can provide tactical wins while never rising to the level of strategic victories. These operations are akin to a sugar high, temporarily satisfying but offering little sustenance over the long term. I want to get you both to weigh in on this. Brett, I'll start with you, and allegations that there was a lot of collateral damage with women and children.
Well, I think on the one hand, it's an important step, a necessary one, but not a sufficient one. And I don't think that we're paying enough attention to the threat that is emerging both from the remnants of ISIS as well as now a Taliban that is strengthening its hold on Afghanistan. So this is an issue that needs more attention, and it is not enough simply to take out the newest leader of ISIS. We've got to go down and ensure that the roots are also removed.
Fred, final word to you.
Look, I give President Biden a lot of credit for ordering the strike. I agree with Brett. ISIS and al-Qaeda are making huge gains around the globe, especially in Afghanistan, and incredible gains in Africa. It's great that this happened, but we really have to do much more because ISIS is growing enormously in ungoverned spaces, and they will soon strike out to other areas.
Well, that gives us something to sleep on tonight, gentlemen. Brett and Fred, thank you both. We appreciate it.
Good to be here.